How we do this, we are the truest. Got these fangs super sharp, your shit toothless. Cold-hearted, yeah we ruthless. All the ghouls in the cut, let's get ghoulish. In the graveyard, acting foolish. Finna dance with the devil to no music. Cold-hearted, yeah we ruthless. All the ghouls in the cut, let's get ghoulish.
Hello and welcome to Ghoulish. My name is Lori Michelle, and you may know me as the co-owner of Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing and Ghoulish Books. And you may wonder what I'm doing here today. Well, in this episode, Max decided to brush his teeth and then drink orange juice. And while that may just be gross to you and I, for an undead person, it's a very bad thing. Strange things are happening to him, so he had to leave the room. But I did want to talk to you about something real quick before I leave. It is very close to the time when the Ghoulish subscriptions will no longer be available. In the subscriptions, you get 8 fabulous books and a bunch of other cool stuff like mugs, stickers, bags, coasters, and a special membership card that gives you 10% off everything in our web store and in person. This is a very limited time deal for $150, and it's only available through Monday, February the 14th. So make sure you get on that by going to www.ghoulishbooks.com. Today on the episode, we are speaking to, well, I'm not speaking to her, but Max is, to Cheryl Couture, and they are speaking about spooky food. So sit back and listen.
Have you already brushed your teeth?
Not yet. If we can do that now, I get to have the double whammy of having to take out my Invisalign, brush my teeth, then do this terrible thing.
Do you want to do it? You don't have to.
I'm going to.
It's really bad for your teeth.
Orange juice.
Because it opens everything up, and the stuff in juice sticks to you.
Okay, so wait, so we brush, and then it's going to open up our sensitive teeth to the acidity of this orange juice. I mean, okay, so when you were a kid, did you ever forget you drank orange juice and then, or brushed your teeth and then forgot, and then you drank orange juice and you were like, fuck, that tastes gross?
So you assume I lived in a rich household that filled juice. Well, a family that loved me enough to say, hey, brush your teeth. So those are 2 assumptions already.
I mean, I lived off of lean cuisine because my mom had a hookup at the lean cuisine factory, and then they just didn't cook. And I think I ate lean cuisine for a year or so.
Let's explore that. So she has a hookup at the lean cuisine factory. Is she backing up behind the building and loading her trunk up with trash bags?
Yeah, right. I bet that's what it is. It's falling off the truck, but it's just a bunch of crafty Filipino women, who want to feed their children, but they don't want to feed them anything good. But they're kind of fat, so that has to be the lean cuisine. It can't be regular cuisine.
For a long time, we only had a Pop-Tarts because my mom would do these contests online, and she won a lifetime supply of Pop-Tarts, and they sent them all at once. Just all of these boxes.
You're going to eat in a lifetime.
I don't know.
They're just fuck it, just get it out of the way. They're going to be so sick of Pop-Tarts they won't ever ask for them again.
They were gone within a month because my mom was really mad. I decided to begin handing them out to any kid I saw outside. So I just gave them all away. And that was the end of the lifetime supply.
I think that you bought a lot of friends in the meantime.
Yeah.
With Pop-Tarts. I would have befriended you easily. I've befriended people for less, especially in elementary school.
I was really popular. And then they ran out and no one came back to my house.
And then they were or they were all the cinnamon sugar ones, and they were nah.
Oh, you don't like those? Okay.
You like those? Everybody does. I'm not the only one.
I'm gonna brush my teeth
All right,
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great podcast material.
Yeah, starting off right. Fucking raw dog in it.
I've never brushed my teeth at a desk.
You're gonna brush your teeth. Let me get my toothbrush.
Okay, she has walked away to the bathroom, and I'm still sitting at my desk, talking into a microphone. I have never brushed my teeth with an audience. So this is going to be podcast history because I can't imagine any other podcast has done this. No one is smelled enough to do something like this. I'm talking to the audience. Yeah.
Brave. So wait, so you're like literally not rinsing or anything. You were straight up, we are going to do this and then we are going to drink.
Yeah.
Here, let me get the lid off of this.
I got this half a glass of juice probably 20 minutes ago. It's now room temp.
Oh, that's even like
what happens then?
Worse. Like room temp or cold. We're gonna have to describe the patina of this too.
What's the pulp situation?
It's a no pulp. I'm a some pulp kind of person, but
yeah, that's
when you're at the Conoco or whatever by my house, this is just what you get.
So I have lots of pulp. So this is sludge.
Oh, you're gonna hurt. That's gonna be bad.
I don't know what to expect. I don't know what it's gonna taste like. We will find out.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm doing this to you. But
I encouraged it. you mentioned it, and I would not stop talking about
it.
What
if it induces like immediate vomiting from both of us?
I don't know. I'm self-conscious about brushing my teeth in front of someone, but I'm gonna do it.
I do it all the time.
Why?
I don't know.
So you recently moved, right?
Yeah, I moved to Denver. It's cool, like weed's legal, and so that's kind of cool, like compared to Texas.
How long ago did you move?
I moved in May. Well, not even a year, you know. Just really living my life. I think cold.
Yeah.
That's about it. Nothing else. So wait, are we gonna have to swallow all of this? Are you spitting it out? You're spitting it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had swallowed it, would you have?
Yeah, probably, but I'm a sucker for peer pressure.
So at one point I thought, who's gonna stop Phyllis? Because I felt like, am I a wuss if I spit out until you do? I mean,
I measure your masculinity based on you out brushing me, so
it's just like grade school oval again. That kid can't brush his teeth. Okay, well, let's do this awful idea.
Cheers.
It's fine.
Yeah, I guess it's not as bad as I remember.
It's fine. Yeah, it tastes fine.
I've tasted worse things in my life now.
This is quality juice.
I choose to drink sparkling water instead of soda.
My dog keeps trying to knock over my trash can.
Okay, it's getting a little sour. I'm tasting the back notes. It's not good.
It's okay. This might be a new thing that I like. Who would have known?
You should have done peppermint schnapps in this. Same thing.
Oh, yeah?
But it'll get you drunk. Probably, I'm assuming.
I don't know. So you said you've tasted worse things than this. Like what?
Oh, honestly, like, so when I wrote the list of horrifying foods, I think it's more tied to memory and like weird texture more than anything. I am fairly food adventurous. I don't love organ meat and shit, but like I'll try it. I'm hard pressed to eat like just like a whole bunch of like menudo at once, or like a bunch of like a tripe burrito would be
what? Menu what?
Menudo, and then like tripe. Like
what is that?
Oh, menudo. It's a Mexican soup.
Oh, okay.
But it's got like I don't know what part of the intestine, but part of the intestine kind of chopped up.
I don't think I want to know if I'm eating.
I guess it's horrifying. It tastes great. Like I don't like chewiness of organ meat.
I don't like anything that's chewy. I don't like, because then I get afraid. Like sometimes if I have a piece of steak and I keep chewing it, I freak out. Like I have lots of anxiety. Like, am I always going to be chewing this piece of steak? What if this is just my life now? What if nothing else happens and it never breaks down and then I have to spit it out because I freak out?
I've done that kind of, like, I don't know. I have an embarrassing food story where I almost choked on some tandoori steak at the clay pit when I was at dinner with my friend and his parents, and I was meeting them for the first time, and then my dad was there. And when I started choking, I wasn't sure if I was really choking or not. So, but I didn't want to breathe because I didn't want to be like, okay, I don't want to lodge it further just in case. And my dad's like, are you okay? And I'm all like, he's like, do you need the Heimlich? And I'm like, like legitimately did this at the clay pit during dinner service in front of my friend's parents. And then I did like a storytelling event where I talked about doing meth. And then like, I was just like, oh my God, this is the worst thing imaginable. But then I ran into them like a month ago because I went to his wedding and they totally love me still. So that's good.
Do you think they would have hated you because you choked? Like, fuck
or
that lady.
Choked, just been like a really weird person. I mean, I wasn't dating my friend or anything. So like, at least like, it's just like, oh, it's just your like weird friend. You're like a weird friend.
Who choked on steak and wouldn't tell anyone.
And it like, people notice. It's not like you stand up kind of abruptly and then this old man is like, no, I tried to do that.
Is that the only time you've choked?
I choked on a bean burrito once, but I think it was anxiety. But then it got lodged in my throat and I felt like I couldn't swallow, which is also anxiety. So like, it's disappointing because like, I like microwave burritos.
Yeah.
Like to choke on that is just like a lot of childhood memories getting soured, you know?
I love my frozen burritos that you microwave a lot, but I always have like a love-hate relationship with them because I can't figure out how to get it so it's always hot throughout the whole thing. It's always one spot that's cold. It's really frustrating to me.
Are you only microwaving?
Yeah.
Do you have an air fryer?
I do. I haven't had a burrito since I got one though.
Oh, I would say like cook it in the microwave a little bit, try to heat it through, not completely where it's like bursting or whatever, and then you can just finish it off in there, give it a little toast. Okay. A little gourmet.
The only time I've choked on anything, it was a mint. And I went to my job. I was looking at the hotel. So I walk in, I have a mint in my mouth. I clock in. The lady who was doing the 3 to 11 shifts, she passed stuff on to me. She said goodbye. I said, hey, goodbye. Only one in the hotel. That's an employee. And I'm just standing behind the front desk. I sneeze and the mint shoots back to my throat. I can't breathe suddenly. I'm walking around like, what's happening? And then I just vomit all over the front desk. And I cleaned it up and no one saw.
Nobody knew. It was on the security footage. Like if something were to happen that night and they pulled the footage, would they see you choke and then vomit?
We didn't have cameras back then, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad we didn't because like I'm thinking of a different food related incident I had at the hotel. Well,
you were by yourself because you're night auditing, right? Like nobody would have really found you had you choked, at least immediately.
Unless like a guest came down to complain about something, and they would have just been mad that I was dead because
you just
that's
walk
also
over your dead body to try to find where the keys are for the towel room.
Yes, I was preparing breakfast one shift. It's maybe 5 a.m. and I'm getting the condiments out and I drop a bottle of salsa on the ground. It shatters. I go, shit. So I go and get the mop bucket and I'm coming back to kind of clean it up. The mop bucket hits a crack, tips. All the mop bottle goes onto the kitchen floor, spreads to sea of red, just all throughout the kitchen. I'm like, oh no. I step forward, I slip, land on my back in this ocean of salsa. And the hotel lobby and kitchen is completely empty. And I'm just laying like, oh, I guess I have to get up now and clean. Yeah.
Like what are your most like disgusting foods then, I guess, or like horrific ghoulish foods?
So when I think about this topic, I think about an instance when I was a child, maybe 6 or 7. I was with my half-brother, who's about 12 years older than I am, and his half-brother, who was not related to me at all, but around the same age. Yeah. And So the oldest one, he has this great idea. He's going to make 2 disgusting drinks, and we both have to drink them. And whoever doesn't vomit wins $1. So he puts all this shit into a blender, and we watch it spin around until to oblivion. And it's like pickles and mustard and mayonnaise and anything that he could find. He just threw it all in, and we each took a half a sip. And we both ran outside and vomited, and no one won except my oldest brother. I guess he won by seeing us vomit.
I mean, like, I wonder what that combo was. Like, an immediate combo to make somebody puke is like pretty impressive.
I don't know. I wish I knew, because like if
I thought it was the orange juice and the toothpaste. I thought we were gonna uptrack, and we're fine. We're living.
Well, those listening, I'm still drinking mine. I'm not gonna waste this. It was really expensive.
It was extremely expensive. Yeah, wait, you got a full boy. You got the full pulp.
Yeah, I got the sludge one. Not too bad. I I did some looking around, because I thought a few minutes before we did this episode, I thought, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I typed in Skilly Foods, Reddit. I found a few things where people talked about like the grossest foods. I only saved a couple just because I ran out of time. I will read some of them to you now. This person says, my stepmom packed me a tuna sandwich for lunch. She intentionally had let the tuna go bad before feeding it to me because she was not a good person. I took a bite of moldy tuna and stale bread in lunch and threw up on the table. That's a lot to unpack just because what is this mom's deal?
Yeah. What is that thing? The thing where you poison your kid to get attention?
Munchausen by proxy.
But it's your stepkid and you just want him to die. It's not like it's not even for the attention.
Munchausen.
I want to know how you purposely get it moldy. You open it and then just let it sit out for a while and then make it? Like, did she make it with the mayonnaise and let it go bad? Did she just like open a tin can and put it in the sun for a few days? Like,
I've made tuna many times, but
yeah,
I guess you would just have to just let it out into the sun. I was going to do this off camera, but I thought it was the food episode. So I'm doing some baby killet sticks.
Oh,
I'm going to stick them into a pickle.
Wait, what?
It's a dog toy. It's shaped like a pickle.
I'm like, is this for you?
And it's like a food puzzle toy, so they have to like try to figure out how to get the carrot out. And it keeps him distracted. Because next door, my shitty neighbors are throwing a cookout thing, some type of party, and they're being loud, and he's freaking out. I walked outside in the backyard. They have a big sign over the fence that says, Taco About Love.
Taco About Love.
Terrible. And they're grilling too. So what the fuck? We're not making tacos.
I fucking hate food puns, like 1000%. Like, I hate most puns.
Yeah.
But food puns, like, you're my butter half, like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, what does that even mean?
It's a fucking stupid ass mural, and it's annoying. People like post in front of it. I'm like, it's not even good art.
Is this in Texas or Colorado?
It's in Austin. It's like on MLK across from Bennu coffee shop for anyone who wants to be a fucking user and take a fucking photo of themselves.
I'm gonna find.
Just kidding. I shouldn't say that. Actually, I have friends who have probably done that. And,
wow, you have shitty friends.
I write a letter every year.
Okay, so this mom's trying to kill her son with tuna. We got through that one. The second one I have is this person had an apple pie with a cockroach in it. And they say, do you know what is worse than finding a roach in your food? Finding half of one. I would say finding two would be worse.
Finding two, and then like one of them is a half.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, what if you found a half of one, but you already ate like three?
That's fine. I mean, then you just like cockroaches.
Yeah.
I think
that's a lie. That's for like a really bad punchline. I think that person made up that story.
I think so too. I have not tried cockroach. Have you?
No, I've had cricket.
How was that?
It wasn't too bad. They're like they were like flavored. So they were like kind of like, I don't know, like a weird corn nut, like kind of eating the bottom of like a popcorn bucket. But if the popcorn bucket had like a bunch of like spicy seasoning on it.
Okay, it doesn't sound too bad. Is there some type of food that sounds gross that you have not tried but you would like to?
Typically, like, sounds gross, but I want to try it. It's like, nah. But I was talking last night about this food from Greenland, which is a bunch of like seabirds shoved into a seal that's pressed into a rock and fermented for, I believe, 3 months.
What the fuck?
And they fucking eat it. I don't know how they serve it. I don't remember what it's called. It's like, and they were like, would you eat that? I'm like, I wouldn't go out of my way to eat that, but like I would try it, not enough to die, because I'm sure it's pretty putrid. I feel like 3 months is not enough time on that cure.
Yeah.
For one.
It sounds like something you would get at a table to split. Like I wouldn't get that solo, but like if I got some, would you have some? Like fries.
Yeah, like I've had chicken feet at restaurants, like I'll try anything, but like I rarely just want like a meal of something gross.
Yeah, I always thought like alligator would be gross, but I ended up loving that.
Yeah. I've only had it once, and it was in New Orleans, but it was great.
That's why I also had it. That's the only place they serve it, I think. I was in Michigan last year, and I went to a friend's house, and we got a pizza delivered, and we opened it. And we immediately saw what could only be described as several pubic hairs on it.
Oh, what?
And we had this moment of, well, what do we do now? I mean, we're both hungry. Do we call them? What do we do? And my friend Josh, he said, well, think about it this way, Max. If you love the person whose hairs these belong to, you wouldn't mind eating them. And I thought silently, I think I would still mind. But he was like, he was so convincing, and we just ate the pizza.
Oh my God. Like that might be just because it's a pube. Like I legitimately found hair in like takeout before.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, what's the worst? I shed all the time.
Yeah.
Like I eat my own hair all the time. It doesn't matter. But like pubes would be rough. But I commend you. Like you didn't even hit in the microwave for maybe like one zap.
No.
Like
we were sitting outside on a picnic table.
Y'all picked it off though. Like how many pubes are we talking?
Like a few, like all in one space. So we just kind of ate around it.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah.
And then his fiance came outside halfway through, and he told the story of what he said. And the look she gave us made us immediately stop eating, because we thought, oh, maybe this isn't a good idea.
Maybe we made a bad decision. Yeah, like that. Those pubes may have been just like the end of something. Like,
Yeah.
And it's like, that's pretty rough.
What would that mean? Do you think like that would mean some guy just like he took his dick out and spread it along the pizza? And if you think about that, wouldn't that be painful? Wouldn't that just
chef special? I mean, did you fuck him off? Did you guys ask for anything special? Did you do a half and half? Or
no, he just got a pineapple and mushroom.
Yeah, that's it. I would do it too.
It was pretty good.
Just fucking hair pie.
The only other pizza related thing I'll bring up is, as a kid, my mom thought she would make a homemade pizza. And it's the only time she ever did this. And she made it. We were each about to take a slice, and we noticed something odd in the cheese. It was glass. For some reason, the cheese she bought had glass in it, and we just threw it away. And I think about this now, we could have sued that cheese company and been rich.
I know, y'all should have. Yeah, you could be living that sweet cheese money life.
I would have had so much juice and toothpaste as a kid.
Like a real lifetime supply of Pop-Tarts, not just like a fuck around supply.
Not 3 boxes.
Rocky Mountain oysters are something that I have not tried yet, and now I'm in the Rockies. Do you know these? They have different names, maybe based on the region. It's fried bull testicles. Okay. Like breaded and fried, and people are like, it's good, and I'm like, yeah, but like a chicken tender is good, and I feel like I get the same,
How does someone find that out to begin with? Like as two people drunk, like how you should eat that cow's balls.
I feel like it's like an old like minor gag, like these old-timey miners looking for gold in Colorado were like, yeah, eat this fucking testicle, dude. Like the other guys all like, only if you deep fry it, man. And they totally did it. And
then they loved it. And they went back home and like, what did you do when you were gone, honey? Like, nothing. But we should get a cow.
That's my Brokeback Mountain.
The last thing from Reddit I managed to save is, I'll just read it. When I was a teenager, I was employed at the back line at an Albies. I once cut my finger on something and put on a Band-Aid. A customer came in, they got a sandwich, which I then made. But as soon as it was down the little slide, I noticed my Band-Aid was gone. The frontline person was coming for the sandwich, so I quickly reached down and grabbed it. I opened it up, saw my Band-Aid sitting on top, looking bloody, so I removed the Band-Aid, wrapped it back up, and sent it back down. Why would you admit to that on Reddit?
I know, never admit to that. I mean, I guess it's all anonymous anyway.
Have you ever done anything truly atrocious, food related, that you never told anyone about?
Not really, not retaliatory. I can say that my hygiene was probably not the greatest that it could have been as a butcher, but you know, what do you do?
My only thing is, I don't think I've talked about is when, again, back at the hotel, I was preparing breakfast and I was walking out with a big old thing of soft boiled eggs, and I tripped, I dropped them, and 50 of them went rolling across the ground. And I looked around and I went, fuck this. And I just scooped them back up and I set it on the table.
Yeah.
No one died that I know of.
Yeah, I guess I've done some oopsies, not anything too bad. I've never dropped like a plate of steaks at work or something, or it's like, fuck, you idiot. Like,
you do.
I used to be in like food service. I worked at like, a fishing lodge, so I did like part-time sous chefing, like on the side there. I was a butcher. I worked at Wheatsville in Austin.
What did that job entail? Like, were you like cutting shit up?
Yeah, like not like full, you know, it's not like I'm getting a full animal or anything.
Yeah,
it out, but yeah, like we'd have to make cuts. I wasn't like the best butcher, quite honestly. I did a lot of the sausages. I ground a lot of shit. Big on grinding things.
Any interesting anecdotes from that job that you spring to mind? Any bad customers?
Yeah, definitely bad. Well, it's like, because it's kind of a hippie store. And so like this one time, this girl came and I think she had really good intentions, but she was like, was this chicken raised in a house? And I'm like, was this chicken raised in a house? Like define a house for a chicken. Like my house? Like, no, I don't think this chicken was raised in a house.
Yeah.
And then like there was an older lady who would come in and ask us to remove all of the skin off of her chicken thighs, like the fat, but they're already like boneless, skinless. And it was like one ribbon, and a lot of times my coworkers would just flip it over.
Yeah. And
then just like seal it up again. She wouldn't fucking know the difference.
Now I'm just going to begin asking only for chickens that were raised in houses.
Can I get a chicken that was raised in a house? Yeah, I mean, like one time I was grinding a bunch of sausage once, and like you have to feed the intestines onto like the grinder, and it kind of shoots out. And as I'm feeding it on, I'm like, I think my coworker's coming in. I'm like, hey, what does this remind you of? And it's like, you know, very like rapid hand motion trying to shove like that. And it was the CFO guy, like it was our accountant looking for free box meat. And I was like, I am so sorry. Like,
did he answer the question?
No,
he wasn't impressed.
No, I mean, he probably wasn't even noticing. I was just being an asshole. Like, it's just, it was fun. I only worked with dudes. So like legitimately like calling each other like cum wizard and sweetbreads. And like, I did smoke weed in the deep freeze just once, but then I got so paranoid that I deep cleaned the meat grinder for like 3 hours.
Were you afraid that you might get locked in and freeze to death?
Yeah, like that's like definitely that the deep freeze sucks. Like it sucks to be in there for more than like 10 minutes without like full padding.
When I used to stock groceries at a grocery store, we had a room like that, and I did not like being inside of it.
I have a question for you, actually.
Uh-oh, yes.
So I got food poisoning on my trip.
Oh, yes.
And it wasn't at the wedding because nobody else who went got sick. And I was like, maybe it's the stomach flu. Maybe I got the terrible cruise flu. But then again, like nobody got sick. So like, I was like, where could I have gotten sick? And I stayed in a really kind of shitty airport hotel because, that's just like the standard or whatever. And I like got water out of their juice machine because they had a water option. And I'm like, was it that?
Yeah. Like one of those big buckets that have like limes in it.
Yeah. Or like, it wasn't a bucket. So it was like kind of like a vending machine, like for like a continental breakfast setup.
Okay.
And it dispensed juice and of course like water, I guess. I imagine those lines haven't been clean. I don't know. Also, their continental breakfast now that COVID is a thing is like not nearly as.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's possible, especially if it had limes in it. I used to have to cut many limes every day, and I didn't wash my hands or do anything. Yeah. I mean, they would fall to the ground. I would think I'd pick it up and throw it into the bucket.
I used to be a maid, and like I always tell people, I'm like, don't drink out of the coffee whatever machine in the room, because like there's no way to clean that. You could run it through the water if you're good. Most of the time we were just cleaning that shit with Windex.
Yeah.
Like
I don't trust any hotel now.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
The illusion of clean is clean. That's the only thing that I've learned from working as a maid.
If it looks like it, like within the first 5 seconds, you don't notice anything. It's fine. Anything beyond 5 seconds, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, then the blood stains start coming found.
When I think about spooky foods and stuff, I also think about like the Pop Rocks and Coke myth.
Oh yeah.
Now, will you present for the Something Indecent event? Well, I did that on stage. I don't know.
I can't remember because you did a lot of gross food things.
I did. So I one of them, I had a contest. Anyone from the crowd could come up, chug some Pop Rocks in their mouth and chug some Coke, and I would give them a prize. No one would do it, and I already bought the Pop Rocks, so I did it. And
I've done it.
Yeah, two other little contestants on stage with me. They also did it, but from the same cup, and it was really gross. It was a few months before COVID.
Oh my God, I did go to that one because I remember being like, "Oh yeah," and now COVID's happened.
Yeah, we began it. But as I was about to do it, it hit me like silently, like, wait a minute. I haven't looked into this at all. Is there anything scientifically that this is gonna fuck me up?
I think like the Mentos thing. Like if I were to eat a Mentos right now, drinking a diet beverage, like would I just explode?
You should. It'd be great podcast.
I don't have a Mentos. Oh my God, I do have a Mentos, but I'm not going to do it.
No, I don't want you to explode.
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh yes. So I think we should probably talk about like Halloween spooky foods, because specifically, I'm a big fan of the Halloween. It's not a gag, but it's like a game you play where you have to blindfold someone and they have to touch the food.
I brought that up too. I was like the haunted house of food.
Yeah, I did that once at a kid's birthday party. My stepkid's birthday party. It was the greatest thing ever. I had a bowl of slimy grapes and spaghetti.
Yeah,
I would love to run a haunted house like that. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, because it's not like very like tangible. I guess like there's people like there's like rude teenagers who might like invade your space, but like nothing truly disgusting where you're like putting your hands into things.
Yeah, my haunted house would be for children only under the age of 7. No one else older than that. Not even like the parents can come in. So I'll make sure they know that I'm taking little tiny children inside this house. You can't come in, and we're not going to talk about what happens inside.
And then they're just traumatized, and they can all just like point it back to Uncle Max's fun time playhouse.
And then like 5 years from now, the FBI will raid my basement and find lots of bones.
like all good horror writers.
Yeah.
Just the old basement of bones. He was writing to cover up his sick desires.
Going back to Something Indecent now, I forgot I did do lots of food things, because I also I made like this puppet with a horse's head, and inside its chest I had made a bunch of ground beef, and I shoved it in, and I made my friend eat it on stage, and he was really disgusted. He did not enjoy it.
you know, I love the progression of that. Like, where is my horse son? Where is my horse son? And
yes, you had a great role in that. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I told Bobby, who was the guy who was gonna have to eat it, that I was like driving home that day, and I found a child with a Hills mask on or something like that. Well, that was the implication, at least. And then as we're eating it, you came running into the place yelling, "Has anyone seen my son?"
Oh, I miss doing stupid things in front of audiences.
Me too. Now I just brush my teeth on podcasts.
You know, and it's probably not the same effect, honestly.
No, I don't think it is. I think most people will shut it off as we attempt to ask questions while
like we're done. Teeth. Is it going to be this the entire time?
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
The only other thing I can think of to even talk about at this point, food related, is at one point a friend of mine, he this was a long time ago, he bought one of my books, and as a joke, he made a video of himself ripping the book up, mixing it with dog food in the hot sauce, and eating it.
This wasn't Andrew?
No. This is not Andrew.
You know, so many sick fucks.
I don't know what the deal was with that, but do you have anything else food related that you wanted to bring up?
I wrote an entire list. I can just jump through them real quick. Horrific restaurant experiences. My dad giving me the talk as a 10-year-old at Taco Bell.
Let's go through all of these.
Let's see. My mom being an asshole to the Olive Garden employee at my birthday dinner. My mother and I having a huge fight and me crying inside a Chuck-a-Rama buffet. This was in Ogden, Utah.
Okay.
I already brought up the choking thing. And basically life with braces, especially now with Invisalign, is just like a buffet of embarrassment consistently with food.
How so?
I just like shit gets in them. Mm-hmm. Like I can't eat certain things. I got to take them out. Like I went to a party, not a party, but like I was hanging out with some friends last night and there was pizza and like legitimately hungry, but like too lazy to take out all my shit in public or whatever. I didn't have my Invisalign case. Have to pop them out, eat the pizza, brush my teeth, pop them back in.
What did your mom fight about at Olive Garden? What was the argument?
Oh yeah, my stepmom, like she was unhappy about something. She was a real spitfire for a long time. She's probably like at the time she was probably the age that I am now. So like I guess I kind of get it or whatever. Like maybe you're still angsty. She's so much more calm now, but like whatever. She got our dinners calmed. I was like 20 and like mortified. Especially like not that I didn't work in like a ton of service, but I had a couple of like service jobs. I was never a waiter at that point, but like I've done other things and I'm just like, fuck that, dude.
My mom always embarrassed me at restaurants as a kid because she loves to fight. She would get into so many screaming matches with people just about the food being wrong, or if someone was rude. Like I recall like saying things like, "Oh, is that how you talk to people?"
Oh, you don't like it when I ask for gravy on the fucking side? I mean, like, yes, do I want to pop off every day?
Yeah.
For sure. Do I do it now? Do I want to? Maybe. Like,
there's definitely something inside my head that's like one of those monkeys hitting the drums. Like one day it's gonna just fucking go nuts, but today's not the day.
Today's not the day. Not with a stranger. I've calmed down a lot.
Yeah.
I was a lot more angsty when I was younger. But like not the service staff. Like that seems like a misdirected way to be angry.
If you get food and the food isn't right, do you say anything?
It depends on how bad it is. I almost sent back a carne asada once, but then like my boyfriend was just like, "Are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'll just eat it, but it's definitely not medium rare."
Yeah. I can't do it. I don't think I've ever done it. I think it's because of like how my mom used to be. It's like, nope. If anything's wrong, I'll just eat it. We'll throw it away.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, what's the end of the world? Like they were probably busy. Like I'll usually make excuses.
Plus, I assume if I say anything, I'm just going to get a bucket of spit back.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you want to even like subject yourself to that?
Yeah. When you were employed like with restaurants, like did you witness that at all? Anyone fucking with food?
No. So one of the grossest things I ever experienced, I was working at a tourist trap called Wall Drug in South Dakota. Mm-hmm. If you've ever been on I-90, you've probably seen it. But I worked at a gift shop, but it was right next to the dish room, like outside of the cafe. And like they came in, like, I don't know, there's like just like rowdy, like 13 to 15-year-old boys there. And like one day I walked in and they were just like daring each other to drink dishwater. And I mean like the most putrid dishwater with like a lot of chemicals already in it.
Yeah.
And one had filled up an entire beer mug full of dishwater and a guy drank it for like $5.
Yeah, they paid full bath at the hospital.
I was just like, are you gonna pay for his hospital bills? Like, and of course they don't care. They're in this tiny shitty town in South Dakota. Yeah. So like whatever. One of them used to hit on me all the time. He must have been like 14 and I was like 20. And he's all like, hey, I borrowed my dad's Cadillac. You want to go like neck in the fucking parking lot? I'm like, you are ballsy. And honestly, if you were 18, I'd maybe consider it.
Maybe we covered this already. I forget because I'm dealing with this damn dog. But what is, as to close this out, what is the most disgusting food you've ever tasted? Food or liquid? I'll go first, and that would be spoiled milk. It's the worst fucking taste of all time. I can't stand it.
Yeah, and it's always unexpected.
Yeah, it's like one of those Jack in the Box things. Like every time you drink milk, this could be poison or it could be okay.
I hate stuffing.
Okay.
I'm not big on soggy bread. I've always hated stuffing, but then I got food poisoning from like a microwavable stuffing as a kid.
Yeah.
And I remember like puking a bunch and like I was trying to watch Tombstone. I kept passing out. And then I got sick and then I puked everywhere and I was like so fucked up I couldn't clean up after myself. And I like told my mom, I'm like, I'm super sick. I can't go to school today. And she's like, you're full of shit. And then she's like mad that she had to like clean up my vomit. I'm like, she's like, you better not be faking. I'm like, yeah, I fake vomiting all over the fucking bathroom.
Like, did you go to school?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought maybe she made you.
No, she could try.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else? Food stuff you want to mention?
No.
We go through the list.
Maple syrup on eggs is gross to me.
I like that.
Yeah. I guess a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I have I have this like horrific thing where I go to dinner parties and I'm worried there's just not going to be like adult portions. Like I'm going to go there and it's going to be just like tiny, tiny portions because I have a friend and they had kids and I didn't have a car. And they would always have me over for dinner and they would feed me like the same amount of food they'd feed their like 4-year-old.
What the hell?
And I didn't have a car. It's not like I could like go get like a hot dog after.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you're staying the night here. And it's like, oh, cool. I'm just going to starve for the next 12 hours. That's real chill.
Do you ever feel confident enough to just go through someone else's fridge?
Not if I don't know them. In a party scenario, maybe. Like there's a lot of people in there I'm digging through. There's beer in there. Like maybe there's like other things.
Yeah.
Medicine cabinets are a different story always.
Even like friends' houses. Like if I go to Andrew's, I'm not opening that fridge. I don't know why, but like I've been rewatching. I've been rewatching Seinfeld lately, and that's all they do. They just go through all the fucking cabinets in the fridge.
I mean, I think I've gone through. I haven't gone through, but I've definitely been in his fridge. But like one of our mutual friends stole a LaCroix, and like I can't remember if he called it out or not, but it was very like a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment.
What's the most disgusting thing you've found at Andrew's house?
Andrew.
Yeah, he's always hanging out, being gross.
He's always hanging out. He's maybe wearing a shirt on a good day. And yeah, and then his dog just licking his toes. It's really weird. I don't like going over there.
Yeah, it's odd. Like the few times I've gone over in the past couple of years, he always yells, "Come on in," because he won't get up. And I walk in and he's sitting on like this beach seat. It's one of those things like fold back that you have on the beach. But he has it in the kitchen, a tank top, nothing else on, drinking a beer, and his dog is just licking the tips of his toes. I don't get it. He says that's how he relaxes.
He gets wound up, kicking people out of bars on a daily basis is like just
it's the only way he can relieve stress.
That's true. I should try that.
Okay. Anything you want to promote? Any social media stuff, projects?
Not currently. in the works. Since I just moved, it's like sort of getting my footing in a new community and seeing like what to do. But if you want to follow me, I'm Cunty Couture on Instagram and Twitter, and it's with a V instead of a U because I don't think I could do it the other way.
You think they would block you?
I think it's just not available. Maybe I'm wrong. There is a drag queen named Cunty Couture that appeared on the scene after I had created all my names. I bet she's pretty pissed about that. So.
Oh, she's gonna kill you.
I know. I hope so. I really do.
Yeah.
That'd be a better way to die than like, I don't know, diabetes or like heart attack.
I always think about that. I want to die a cool way. I want to explode from drinking Mentos and Coke or something.
Yeah,
awesome.
You should definitely do that.
When I'm ready, I'll do it. I'll live stream it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
Thank you for coming on and brushing your teeth with me. This was fun. Yeah,
for sure.
I needed to brush my teeth because I hadn't yet today. So
I know, and then you just ruined it with orange juice.
It's pretty good. I don't know what the big deal is.
Okay. I guess it wasn't. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a tastemaker.
And that was Cheryl Couture talking about spooky foods. Please make sure to follow him on Twitter at Ghoulish Pod. If you like this podcast, please rate it and review it on iTunes. And also, please don't forget to buy books at ghoulishbooks.com. Thank you and have a spooky day.
Live spooky, die spooky.
Rest in peace, Max.